English writing lesson. Phrases, clauses, and sentences. Phrase. A phrase is a group of words that doesn't contain a subject and a verb. For example, in the morning, a small town. Clause. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. There are two types of clauses: independent clauses and dependent clauses. An independent clause is a clause that expresses a complete idea. For example, I didn't answer the phone. A dependent clause doesn't give a complete thought. It depends on an independent clause to clearly express an idea. For example, because I was asleep.
Now, if we put these two clauses together, the independent clause, I didn't answer the phone, and the dependent clause, because I was asleep, we'll get the following sentence. I didn't answer the phone because I was asleep.
A simple sentence contains a subject and a verb, and it may also have an object and modifiers. However, it contains only one independent clause. For example, Jane and James are friends. There are four types of sentence structures: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. A compound sentence contains at least two independent clauses. These two independent clauses can be combined with a comma and a coordinating conjunction, or with a semicolon. For example, I play tennis, Katie plays basketball. I play tennis, and Katie plays basketball. This is a compound sentence that contains two independent clauses that are joined with the coordinating conjunction, and. Or we can join the independent clauses with a semicolon. I play tennis, Katie plays basketball.
We usually join independent clauses with one of the 7 coordinating conjunctions.
For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so.
Remember them with the mnemonic fanboys.
And. We use and to join two clauses that have equal value. For example, John is from England and Laura is from Mexico. We also use and to join two clauses when the second clause occurs after the first clause. For example, I will go home and get some sleep.
But and yet indicate a contrast between the elements they connect.
For example,
his knee was hurting, but he finished the race anyway. I have known her for a long time, yet I have never trusted her. Or indicates a choice or offers alternatives between the elements it connects.
For example, on Sunday, we will go to the lake or to the river. Nor typically connects negative statements. Note that if an independent clause follows nor, its subject and verb are inverted. For example, he did not tell us where he was traveling to, nor did he tell us how long he would be gone.
For. The conjunction for is generally synonymous with because. For example, she could not think clearly, for her heart was so full of anger.
So has a meaning similar to, for this reason, therefore. For example, I could not find the car keys, so I broke the window to get in.
Note that when using a coordinating conjunction, you can remove any subject word and modal auxiliary from the second clause. For example, you can take a train or you can take a bus. You can take a train or take a bus. Both sentences are correct.
A complex sentence is a sentence that contains one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. It's also called a subordinate clause, connected to each other with a subordinating conjunction. A subordinating conjunction is a word or phrase that links a subordinate clause to an independent clause, like
when, after, as soon as, if, unless, because, in order to, that, although, wherever, etc.
If a subordinate clause comes before the clause it is attached to, then it should be followed by a comma. You do not need a comma before a subordinate clause if it follows the main clause. Let's see some examples of complex sentences.
When I grow up, I want to become a computer programmer.
He wants to give her a present before she leaves.
As soon as the teacher left the class, he started making noise.
They will come if you invite them.
I will not go to the party unless you come with me.
Because she likes cooking, she usually eats at home.
He will go to England in order to improve his English.
She is the doctor that treated my father.
Although the weather was cold, we decided to go camping.
We can have lunch wherever you like.
A compound complex sentence consists of a compound and a complex sentence. A sentence is compound when it has two or more independent clauses. A sentence is complex when it combines one independent clause with at least one dependent clause.
As a result, a compound complex sentence must have two or more independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. For example,
Although he was tired, Mike stayed up late to finish his project, and he still managed to get to work on time. First, we have our dependent clause, although he was tired. Then, there are two independent clauses. Mike stayed up late to finish his project, and he still managed to get to work on time.